Hello students, today I will be discussing the topic leadership and followership. Lesson objectives. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define the concept of leadership and followership, enumerate the type of leadership and followership, explain the qualities of good leadership and followership. Let us start by looking at the word leadership. A leader is the one who controls or directs a group, organization, country, etc. for the purpose of achieving a specific goal. Leadership can also be defined as a dynamic process at work in a group whereby one individual over a particular organizational context influences the other group member to commit themselves freely to the achievement of a group task or goal. Followership, on the other hand, this means the act of adhering to the directives of a leader. A follower is a person who believes and supports a leader. Followership and leadership go hand in hand. Types of leadership. Two major types of leadership shall be discussed. Autocratic. This is a dictatorial style of leadership. This is a strict style of leadership, and the opinion of the follower does not count, which is common in military system. Democratic. This is a style of leadership that allows every member of a group or organization to participate or be involved in the decision-making process. This is the best form of leadership and is widely in practice in most parts of the world today. Qualities of a good leader. A good leader must possess the following qualities. Discipline is a very important aspect of leadership, and a good leader must ensure that he or she is disciplined in every area of life. Honesty. A good leader must be honest to the core. He or she must be truthful at all times. Ability to care. A good leader must show empathy. He or she must be concerned over the affairs of those that he leads. Intelligence. A good leader must be very intelligent and be quick to articulate the process of leading his or her followers. Probity. Probity is the state of complete honesty. It means a good leader must have honesty in its entirety. Accessibility. A good leader must be accessible to those he is leading. They must have the ability to reach him at all times, to also share their own ideas or views with the leader in order to enhance and also help the leader to succeed. Emotional stability. A good leader must be stable in the area of emotion. He must be able to control his anger and also be able to put some certain abnormalities in check and control them. Cleverness. A good leader must be clever in his disposition of his leadership, the ability to comprehend and also to respond adequately. The qualities of a good follower. A good follower must possess the following qualities. Loyalty. A good follower must be loyal in all way round. This is what enables him to follow the leader in the way that it is expected. Cooperation. A good follower must cooperate with the leader that is leading him and also with other followers that are also following in order to ensure success in the process of achieving anything. Discipline. A good follower must be disciplined in everything. Tolerance. A good follower also must tolerate his fellow followers and also must also tolerate the method at which his leader is leading him. Punctuality. A good follower must be punctual at all times. Whenever a meeting is called, a good follower must ensure that he or she is there at the appropriate time. Commitment. A good follower must commit his or herself to the service that he has given himself to render. Consequences of bad leadership. Bad leadership is the worst thing that can ever happen to any organization, group, or country. The following are some of the consequences: inability to achieve set goal. When there are no proper leadership in place, goals that are set in place to be achieved become very difficult to achieve, because a good leader is supposed to understand how he or she can coordinate both the human and material resources to achieve the set goal. But when he or she lacks this ability, achieving such goals become very difficult. Underdevelopment become what you see when leadership that is not in order is in place, and is one of those consequences of a bad leadership. This is very obvious in country like Nigeria. You see a whole lot of underdeveloped structure everywhere. It is obvious when you look at the country that the country is actually underdeveloped, and this is because of the inability of the leaders to adequately manage the fund at their disposal to achieve something meaningful. And that is one of the consequences of a bad leadership. Indiscipline and corruption is another consequences. When bad leadership is in place, the followers will take advantage of that to begin to start misbehaving and doing things that are not in order, or that are against the norms of the society. Corruption also will be at its peak, as it is presently in Nigeria. Everybody will want to do one thing or the other to get to a point, even when they do not deserve it. That is a sign that improper leadership is in place. Civil unrest become the order of the day, and this is the actual state of the country Nigeria, and hence SARS is one of such manifestations. This actually is one of the causes and consequences that becomes very visible when bad leadership is in place. Failure of government program. Government also themselves will start failing in achieving their program that are set up to be achieved within a time frame become impossible to be achieved. Waste of resources. It is also another one of those consequences of bad leadership, that when bad leaders are in place, resources are bound to be wasted. For example, in Nigeria today, we have focused on crude oil, and there are a whole lot of other resources that Nigeria can benefit from that is wasting away. Resources like cocoa, resources like iron ore, resources like farming, agriculture, and a whole lot of other things. Because we do not have proper leadership in place to harness all these resources to achieve a progressive nation, all of them are wasting away, and our leaders are busy facing just one of the mineral resources, which is crude oil. That is a sign of bad leadership. Having looked at all of this, we want to look at the conclusion of this whole thing. In concluding, we want to look at leadership and followership. Leadership is a key to any meaningful progress in an organization, group, or a country. But when the right leadership is not in place, reverse is the case, because bad leadership leads to retrogression and waste of resources, as in the case of Nigeria. Follower are vital to leadership process. In some cases, followers are regarded as the most crucial factor in any leadership process. This is because it is the follower who can accept or reject a leader. This is how far we can go today on the topic leadership. Before I will leave, I will be leaving you with an assignment. Ensure you attempt this assignment. First, write on the concept of leadership and highlight the effect of bad leadership in Nigeria. This is all we can take for today. Thank you and God bless.